Jáchymov, a little town with a long tradition and rich history, filled with success and fame, but also fear and misery. It's located in the heart of the Krušné Hory Mountains, near the German border in the western Bohemia region.
Join me on a tour through outstanding sights of Jáchymov. You will, by the way, find out what Jáchymov gave to the whole world. Jáchymov was established in the year 1516 by this man, Czech aristocrat Štěpán Šlik, on the remains of a small village called Konradsgrün, when underground silver deposits were found. That was a start of a shining era of the town.
Silver mines were producing wealth and many employment opportunities. Therefore, Jáchymov, with its then 18,200 inhabitants, soon became Bohemia's second most populated area.
Thanks to this success, Schlick's family obtained the right to mint coins. These coins were named after the German name of the town, Jáchymthaler, meaning the Saint Joachim's Valley. The abbreviated form of this word, thaler or tolar in Czech, later became a synonym for silver coins in general. The word later developed into daler, another well-known currency.
Thanks to silver deposits and silver thalers, Jáchymov prides with an amazing town square in the center with many historical houses built in the Gothic and Renaissance styles. This well-preserved historical part of Jáchymov is now protected as a cultural heritage site.
By the end of the 17th century, the underground silver had been depleted and many people were leaving the town. However, small-scale residual silver mining continued on, and then in the 19th century, nickel, bismuth and uranium were found and new mines were opened in the area. At the same time, industrial factories were built and the town regained its old glance and luster. At the beginning of the 20th century, Polish chemist and physicist Marie Curie Skłodowska, with her husband Pierre, examined a uranium ore from the Jáchymov's mines, and they ended up winning a Nobel Prize for discovering a new element, radon. This was another world-changing event which happened in this half-forgotten region.
Sadly, bad times were coming. Jáchymov, so close to the German border and populated predominantly by Germans, became part of the so-called Sudetenland, connected to the Nazi Germany after the Munich Agreement in 1938. During the Second World War, labor camps were established in this area and prisoners had to work in the uranium mines so that Nazis would have radioactive material for building their potential nuclear weapons. At the end of the war, Germans, even those whose families had lived in the area for centuries, were expelled, without mercy. The population shrank dramatically and the whole western Bohemian region began to decline. After the war and the subsequent communist coup in 1948, unfortunately, labor camps were re-established.
Now I'm climbing the so-called stairs of Her. These steep stairs were connecting the base camp with the mine, and the prisoners had to climb them with often very heavy loads, while the guards were watching them from watchtowers similar to that one.
The camps were used between 1949 and the early 1960s. The worst terror was happening between 1949 and 1954, when around 14,000 prisoners were held in this area, many of them detained because of their political opinions. The prison camps were named, for example, Equality, Brotherhood, or the most infamous, Unity. The work conditions were tough, and many people died because of exhaustion, illnesses, or later due to the radiation which they faced without appropriate protection.
Now we are standing in front of the Unity Camp's replica, which was built in 2015. You can walk around the camp's locations and, for example, read what the sign next to the entrance says. Prací ke svobodě in Czech, or in English, work makes you free, or as you may know better in German, Arbeit macht's frei, which is just pathetic.
Rather back into our brighter presents. When the camps were closed, the area became famous for its healing radon spa resort. These days, Jáchymov is a perfect place for a relaxing holiday. If you are not a spa person, You can, for instance, hike in the near Krušné hory mountains. Its highest peak, called Klínovec, is just 6 kilometers away. In winter, you could go downhill or cross-country skiing. In other seasons, it is wonderful to just wander around the forests and enjoy nature.
A sweet recommendation for the end of your trip. Café Incognito, with one of my favorite pastry shops in the whole of the Czech Republic. Come and enjoy the town with all of your senses.